You ever sit alone at night and ask yourself, why am I still here? Same dream, same struggle, same excuses. Years are passing, but your life looks exactly the same. Let me tell you something real. You're not stuck because you're weak. You're stuck because you've been too comfortable. You've mastered surviving, but you haven't committed to winning. Nobody stays broke, lost, or average by accident. You didn't just wake up one day and end up behind in life. It happened slowly. You chose sleep over sacrifice. You chose comfort over courage. You chose excuses over execution, and now you're wondering why success feels so far away. But hear me clearly, your problem isn't lack of talent. Your problem isn't lack of opportunity. Your problem is you keep waiting for motivation instead of building discipline. You keep praying for change but refusing to change your habits. You want a new life without becoming a new person. And that's why you're still stuck. But today, Dan, because once you see the truth, you can never go back. Once you wake up, you can't pretend you're still asleep. This message is your wake-up call. Let's go. You wake up every morning with big dreams, but somehow every night you go to sleep in the same place, same situation, same problem, same excuses, and you keep asking yourself, why am I still here? Let me tell you something real. You're not stuck because life is unfair. You're stuck because comfort has become your prison. You say you want success, but you negotiate with discipline. You say you want growth, but you run from pain. You say you want change, but you protect habits that are destroying your future. Listen to me. Nobody stays stuck by accident. You stay stuck when you keep choosing easy over effort. You stay stuck when you keep blaming people instead of fixing yourself. You stay stuck when you wait for motivation instead of building discipline. See, motivation comes and goes. But discipline? Discipline shows up even when you're tired. Discipline works when emotions quit. Discipline moves when fear says stop. Most people don't fail because they're not talented. They fail because they're distracted. They scroll instead of study. They complain instead of commit. They watch others win instead of doing the work. And here's the hard truth. You cannot heal in the same environment that made you sick. You cannot grow around people who celebrate laziness. You cannot ride while holding on to excuses. You keep saying one day I'll start. One day I'll change. One day I'll chase my purpose. But let me ask you, how many one days have already passed? Your breakthrough is on the other side of consistency. Your purpose is waiting behind discipline. Your future is calling, but you keep sending it to voicemail. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Start with what you have. Start where you are. Start even when it hurts, because pain is temporary. Regret lasts forever. Every successful person you admire made a decision. They got tired of being tired. They stopped explaining. They stopped waiting. They stopped waiting. They stopped waiting small. They realized nobody was coming to save them, so they saved themselves. Let me tell you something powerful. You don't need more time. You don't need more resource. You don't need more motivation. You need a stronger why. A why that wakes you up early. A why that keeps you focused. A why that refuses to let you quit. You are not behind. You are being prepared. But preparation without execution is just a dream. So stand up, cut off distractions, upgrade your mindset, outgrow your old self. Because the version of you that stays comfortable will never meet the version of you that wins. This is your moment. Not tomorrow, not next week. Right now, decide. Look, you don't become who you want to be by accident. You become who you surround yourself with. You become what you listen to every day. You become what you tolerate. And if you're honest with yourself, a lot of what's holding you back isn't a lack of talent. It's a lack of alignment. It's the rooms you keep walking into. It's the conversations you keep entertaining. It's the people who clap for your comfort, or growth. See, your environment is either feeding your future or starving it. There is no in between. Every place you spend time in is either building you or breaking you. Every voice around you is either pushing you forward or pulling you back. And most people don't fail because they're incapable. They fail because they stay in environments that reward laziness, normalize excuses, and celebrate staying small. You can't expect to rise when you're surrounded by people who complain more than they create. You can't expect to dream big when everyone around you is afraid to try. You can't expect to evolve when your circle's still stuck in yesterday. At some point, you have to be brave enough to admit that some spaces no longer fit the person you're becoming. And that's hard, because comfort feels good. Familiar feels safe. But familiar is also the reason you haven't moved forward. You keep going back to the same places, the same habits, the same mindsets, and then you wonder why nothing changes. Change doesn't happen in comfort zones. Growth doesn't live where it's easy. Let me tell you something real. You can pray all you want, but if you stay in the same environment, you'll get the same results. You can watch motivational videos all day, but if you go right back to negative people and toxic routines, nothing will stick. Inspiration without transformation is entertainment. And transformation starts with your environment. Who are you learning from? What are you feeding your mind? What do you do when nobody's watching? These are the questions that decide your future, because your environment is programming you, whether you realize it or not. Some of you are loyal to places that are killing your potential. You're holding on to friendships that drain your energy. You're staying in situations that make you doubt yourself. You're listening to voices that don't see your vision. And you call it loyalty. But sometimes loyalty to others is betrayal to yourself. Sometimes you have to choose your future over familiarity. Sometimes you have to walk away, not because you hate people, but because you love your destiny more. You cannot heal in the same environment that made you sick. You cannot grow in soil that has no nutrients. A seed planted in the wrong ground will never become a tree, no matter how powerful it is. And that's you right now. You got potential, but you're planted in the wrong place. You got dreams, but you're surrounded by doubt. You got fire inside you, but you're living in a cold environment. Instead of changing the environment, you're slowly letting it change you. Let me push you for a moment. If everyone around you is comfortable being average, that's a warning sign. If nobody in your circle talks about goals, discipline, or growth, that's a red flag. If the people closest to you laugh at your dreams instead of supporting them, you're in the wrong room. You need to get around people who challenge you, not people who enable you. You need to be in spaces where you feel small sometimes, because that means you're growing. You need to hear conversations that stretch your thinking. You need to see examples of what's possible. Success leaves clues. So does failure. Your environment and beyond it. Is it pushing you towards your purpose or pulling you away from it? Are you becoming stronger or staying the same? Are you inspired or drained? Because your future is being built by what you repeatedly expose yourself to. If you wake up every day and feed your mind negativity, gossip, and fear, don't be surprised when you feel stuck. But if you wake up and feed your mind discipline, knowledge, and faith, something inside you will shift. And understand this, upgrading your environment doesn't always mean moving cities or cutting everyone off. Sometimes it means changing what you watch. Sometimes it means changing what you listen to. Sometimes it means changing how you spend your morning. Sometimes it means setting boundaries. Sometimes it means setting boundaries. Sometimes it means saying no to things that don't serve your future. Sometimes it means investing in yourself when nobody else believes in you. You have to protect your vision. Everybody doesn't deserve access to your dreams. Everybody doesn't need to know your next move. Some people only understand your success after they see the results. Stop explaining yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Build in silence. Grow in private. Let your results make the noise. And don't get it twisted. Changing your environment will feel lonely at first. When you start leveling up, some people won't come with you. When you stop drinking, stop wasting time, stop chasing drama, people will say you've changed. And they're right. You have changed. You've chosen growth. You've chosen purpose. You've chosen a future over feelings. And that's not something to apologize for. Every level requires separation. Every upgrade demands sacrifice. You can't carry everybody into your next chapter. Some people were meant to be lessons, not lifelong partners. Some places were meant to shape you, not keep you. And when you finally understand that, you stop feeling guilty about outgrowing situations that no longer fit. Your environment should challenge you to become better, not convince you to stay the same. It should stretch your mindset, not shrink your dream. It should remind you of your potential, not your past. And if your current environment isn't doing that, it's time to make a move. Not next year, not someday. Because the version of you that stays comfortable will never meet the version of you that succeeds. Your future is waiting on a decision. Change the room, change the routine, change the people, and watch how your life begins to change. Everybody wants a breakthrough, but nobody wants the boring work that comes before it. Everybody prays for miracles, but very few people are willing to show up every single day when nothing seems to be changing. Let me tell you something real. Success doesn't come from one big moment. It comes from small decisions repeated daily. It comes from waking up tired and still choosing discipline. It comes from doing the work when nobody's clapping for you. It comes from staying committed when progress feels invisible. Most people quit too early. They stop right before the breakthrough. They try for a week, a month, sometimes even a year, and when they don't see instant results, they assume it's not working. But growth is silent before it's visible. Roots form underground before a tree ever rises above the surface. And if you dig up the seed every day to check on it, you kill the process. That's what inconsistency does. You keep starting over. You keep resetting your progress. You keep abandoning the process before it has time to reward you. Consistency is what separates the dreamers from the doers. Everybody has goals. Everybody talks about what they want. But consistency is rare. Discipline is rare. Commitment is rare. That's why success is rare. People are motivated when it feels good, but they disappear when it gets hard. They show up when they're inspired, but vanish when they're tired. They work when it's convenient, but quit when it becomes uncomfortable. And then they wonder why their life isn't changing. Let me push you for a moment. You don't need a new strategy. You need a stronger routine. You need another motivational video. You need to keep your promises to yourself. You don't need perfect conditions. You need consistency and imperfect ones. Because consistency builds momentum, and momentum changes everything. One workout doesn't change your body. One day of studying doesn't change your future. One positive thought doesn't heal your mindset. But doing it again and again and again, that's where transformation lives. Some of you are waiting for confidence before you act. But confidence comes after consistency, not before it. You don't wake up one day suddenly fearless. You become fearless by repeatedly facing what scares you. You don't magically become disciplined. You build discipline by doing hard things daily. Every time you show up when you don't feel like it, you are training your mind to obey your goals instead of your emotion. And here's the truth most people don't want to hear. Consistency is boring. It's repetitive. It's not glamorous. There are no fireworks. There are no viral moments. It's waking up early. It's practicing when nobody is watching. It's saving money when everyone else is spending. It's saying no to distractions, choosing long-term results over short-term pleasure. That's why most people avoid it. They want excitement, not endurance. They want shortcuts, not system. But champions are building routine. Winners are shaped in repetition. Greatness lives in what you do when nobody's posting about it. You can't keep disappearing on your own dreams. You can't keep quitting every time it gets uncomfortable. You can't keep restarting your life every Monday. At some point, you have to lock in. At some point, you have to decide that no matter how slow it feels, you're not stopping. At some point, you have to stop negotiating with your goals. Progress doesn't always look like progress. Sometimes it looks like showing up tired. Sometimes it looks like failing and trying again. Sometimes it looks like staying consistent even when the results don't match the effort yet. But every day you stay committed, you are stacking invisible wins. And one day, those invisible wins become visible success. Let me tell you why consistency matters so much. Because consistency builds character. It builds trust with yourself. It builds resilience. When you prove to yourself that you can show up even on hard days, something inside you changes. You stop seeing yourself as someone who quits. You start seeing yourself as someone who finishes. You stop doubting your ability. You start believing in your power. Most people don't lack potential. They lack patience. They want everything now. They want fast success, fast money, fast results. But anything that grows too fast doesn't last. Real success takes time. Real growth takes pressure. Real transformation takes consistency. You're becoming someone new, and that process doesn't happen overnight. And listen, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be persistent. You don't have to win every day. You just can't quit. Miss a day, get back up. Have a bad week, reset. Fall off, climb back on. The only real failure is walking away. Stop waiting for motivation. Motivation is emotional. Discipline is intentional. Build systems that support your goals. Set routines that protect your time. Create habits that move you forward. Because when motivation fades, your habits will carry you. And don't compare your journey to anyone else's. Some people blow up fast and burn out. Some people grow slow and last long. Focus on your pace. Stay in your lane. Run your race. Your consistency will pay off in ways you can't see yet. One day, people will call you lucky. They'll say you came out of nowhere. They'll admire your success and wonder how you did it. They won't see the early mornings. They won't see the lonely nights. They won't see the quiet sacrifices. They won't see the days you wanted to quit, but you wanted to quit, but did. You know, and that's what matters. So hear me clearly. Your breakthrough is already on the way, but it's waiting on your consistency. Keep showing up. Keep pushing. Keep believing. Even when it's hard. Even when it's slow. Even when nobody notices. Because consistency doesn't just change your situation, it changes you. And once you change, everything else follows. Let me tell you something straight. Most people don't lose in life because they're not capable. They lose because they're distracted. They don't fail from lack of talent. They fail from lack of focus. They don't fall short because they don't have potential. They fall short because they give their attention to everything except their purpose. Right now, your destiny is competing with your distractions, and for too many of you, distractions are winning. You wake up with goals, but you spend your energy scrolling. You talk about dreams, but you give your best hours to entertainment. You say you want change, but your time is invested in things that don't move you forward. And then you wonder why your life feels stuck. It's not because opportunity is missing. It's because focus is missing. Distraction doesn't always look dangerous. Sometimes it looks comfortable. Sometimes it looks familiar. Sometimes it looks like harmless habits. But small distractions repeated daily become massive delays. Every minute you waste is a minute you'll never get back. Every hour you give to nonsense is an hour taken from your future. Let me be real. Success requires obsession. You can't casually chase greatness. You can't commit to your purpose. You can't treat your destiny like a side hobby. If you're serious about changing your life, you have to protect your time like it's sacred, because your time is your life. Most people are busy but not productive. They move all day but go nowhere. They respond to notifications faster than they respond to their goals. They know everything about celebrities but nothing about their own potential. They stay updated on drama but ignore their own development. That's distraction. And here's the danger. Distractions feel good in the moment, but they cost you in the long run. You feel entertained now but broke later. You feel relaxed now, but regretful later. You feel comfortable now, but disappointed later. Every distraction comes with a hidden price tag, and that price is your future. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you sat in silence and worked on your goals without checking your phone? When was the last time you focused deeply without interruption? When was the last time you chose growth over comfort? If you can't remember, that's your answer. You don't need more hours in a day. You need less distractions in your life. Everybody has the same 24 hours. The difference is what you do with them. Winners invest their time. Losers spend it. Winners delay pleasure. Losers chase it. Winners build. Losers browse. And listen, distraction isn't just social media. It's toxic relationships. It's pointless arguments. It's hanging around people with no vision. It's saying yes to everything and everyone. It's avoiding hard work by staying busy. Anything that pulls you away from your purpose is a distraction. Some of you are surrounded by noise, but starving for direction. Your mind is full, but your life is empty. You're consuming more than you're creating. You're reacting more than you're planning. You're watching other people live their dreams while yours sit untouched. And that hurts. Nobody can focus for you. Nobody can protect your destiny for you. Nobody can discipline your time for you. That's your responsibility. You have to decide that your future matters more than your feelings. You have to be willing to unplug to level up. You have to learn how to say no. No to distractions. No to excuses. No to people who don't respect your goals. Because every yes to distraction is a no to progress. Every time you choose comfort, you postpone greatness. Every time you avoid focus, you delay your breakthrough. Let me tell you something powerful. The people who win in life are not the smartest. They're the most focused. They're not the most gifted. They're the most disciplined. They're the most disciplined. They don't let every sound pull them away. They don't let every emotion change their direction. They don't let temporary pleasure steal permanent success. And don't get it twisted. Focus is a muscle. You have to train it. At first, it's hard. Your mind wanders, your phone calls your name, your comfort zone fights back. But if you keep practicing, you get stronger. If you keep choosing discipline, it becomes normal. If you keep showing up, momentum builds. Your destiny requires isolation sometimes. It requires sacrifice. It requires saying no to party, no to gossip, no to wasting time. It requires early mornings and late nights. It requires choosing purpose over popularity. And yes, people will say you change. Good. You're supposed to change. You're supposed to outgrow distraction. You're supposed to mature. You're supposed to become focused. Because the version of you that entertains everything will never become the version of you that achieves everything. Let me leave you with this. Your attention is your superpower. What you focus on grows. What you ignore fades. If you focus on excuses, they multiply. If you focus on problems, they expand. But if you focus on solutions, discipline, and purpose, your life will start to transform. Stop letting distractions rob you. Locking distractions rob you. Lock in. Get serious. Protect your dreams. Because years from now, you don't want to look back and realize you were one focused season away from everything you prayed for. Your destiny is calling. Turn down the noise and answer it. Let me tell you something that might hurt, but you need to hear it. Nobody is coming to save you. There is no perfect moment on the calendar. There's no magical opportunity that's going to knock on your door and change your life. If you keep waiting, you will wait forever. Most people don't fail because they can't succeed. They fail because they keep postponing their greatness. They keep telling themselves, start when things get better. But life doesn't get better until you get better. You've been waiting for confidence. You've been waiting for motivation. You've been waiting for permission. You've been waiting for support. You've been waiting for circumstances to change. But hear me clearly. Action comes before clarity. Growth comes before comfort. Becoming comes before believing. You don't become powerful by thinking about change. You become powerful by moving in the direction of your purpose, even when you're scared. Right now, somewhere deep inside you, there's a version of you that's tired of waiting. A version of you that's tired of making excuses. A version of you that's tired of watching other people live the life you know you're capable of. That version of you is screaming for action, but you keep silencing it with comfort. You keep numbing it with distractions. You keep delaying it with fear. Let me be real with you. Waiting is often disguised as preparation. You tell yourself you're getting ready, but you're really just avoiding risk. You tell yourself you're learning, but you're really afraid to start. You tell yourself the timing isn't right, but the truth is you don't feel ready. And that's okay. Nobody ever feels ready. Ready is a lie your comfort zone tells you to keep you exactly where you are. Stop waiting to feel confident. Confidence is built through action. Stop waiting to feel fearless. Fear disappears when you face it. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Perfect conditions don't exist. The people who win don't wait. They move, they stumble, they fall, they learn, they adjust. But they don't stop. You don't become by wishing. You become by doing. Every day you delay is another day your potential stays trapped. Every day you hesitate is another day your dreams sit untouched. Every day you wait is another day someone else is building the life you want. Time doesn't pause for uncertainty. Life doesn't slow down for indecision. While you're thinking, somebody else is acting. And listen, becoming isn't pretty. It's messy. It's uncomfortable. It's full of mistakes. You will doubt yourself. You will feel awkward. You will fail sometimes. But failure is feedback. Failure is part of the process. You don't become great by avoiding mistakes. You become great by learning from them. Some of you are holding on to who you were because you're afraid of who you could become. You're attached to old habits, old identities, old stories. But your future requires a new version of you. You can't carry yesterday into tomorrow and expect a different outcome. Becoming means letting go. Becoming means upgrading your mindset. Becoming means releasing comfort. Becoming means choosing growth even when it hurts. Let me tell you something powerful. Nobody becomes extraordinary overnight. It happens in small decisions. It happens in quiet moments. It happens when you choose discipline over delay. It happens when you wake up early. It happens when you study instead of scroll. It happens when you work while others sleep. Becoming is built in consistency, not in motivation. And here's the truth. You already know what you need to do. You don't need another video. You don't need another quote. You don't need another plan. You need courage. You need commitment. You need to move. Stop rehearsing your dreams and start living them. Stop visualizing success and start working for it. Stop talking about change and stop becoming different. Your past doesn't define you unless you let it. Your mistakes don't disqualify you unless you quit. Your fear doesn't control you unless you surrender to it. You have more power than you think. But power only shows up when you take responsibility. Becoming means you stop blaming. Becoming means you stop waiting. Becoming means you take ownership of your life. No more someday, no more next month, no more next year. Today is the day you decide who you're going to be. And yes, people will doubt you. People will question you. People will misunderstand you. Let them. You don't need approval to evolve. You don't need validation to grow. You don't need applause to become who you were created to be. You were built for more discipline, more courage, more focus, more purpose. But none of that shows up while you're sitting still. Becoming requires movement. Becoming requires sacrifice. Becoming requires stepping into discomfort. You don't become strong by avoiding challenge. You become strong by facing them. You don't become confident by waiting. You become confident by trying. You don't become successful by dreaming. You become successful by doing. You become successful by doing. And one day, if you stay consistent, if you keep showing up, if you refuse to quit, you'll look back and thank yourself for starting when you were scared. You'll thank yourself for moving when it was uncomfortable. You'll thank yourself for choosing growth over ease. Because the life you want is not waiting on motivation, it's waiting on action. So stop waiting. Start becoming. Your future is ready. The only question is, are you? Let me tell you something that separates the people who change their lives from the people who stay stuck. Talent. It's not talent, it's not luck, and it's not opportunity, it is their why. When your why is weak, every excuse sounds reasonable. When your why is shallow, every obstacle feels heavy. But when your why is deep, when your why is personal, when your why hits your soul, fear doesn't stand a chance. Everybody feels fear. Fear of failing, fear of looking foolish, fear of starting over, fear of being judged, fear of success. Yes, even fear of success. The difference is not who feels fear. The difference is who moves anyway. Some of you already know what you're supposed to do, but fear keeps talking louder than your purpose. Fear tells you you're not ready. Fear tells you you don't have enough. Fear tells you people will laugh. Fear tells you to wait. And every time you listen to fear, you push your destiny further away. But hear me clearly. Fear never disappears first. Action comes first. Your why has to be stronger than your comfort. Your why has to be stronger than your doubt. Your why has to be stronger than your excuses. Because without a powerful why, you will quit when it gets hard. Without a strong why, you will fold when pressure shows up. Without a deep why, you will talk yourself out of the very future you've been praying for. Let me ask you something real. Why do you want to succeed? Is it just money? That won't last. Is it just status? That fades. Is it just applause? That disappears. You need a why that wakes you up early. You need a why that keeps you focused when nobody is watching. You need a why that reminds you what's at stake when you feel like giving up. Maybe your why is your family. Maybe it's your parents who sacrificed for you. Maybe it's your kids who are watching you. Maybe it's the life you refuse to repeat. Maybe it's proving to yourself that you are capable of more. Whatever it is, it has to be emotional. It has to be personal. It has to hurt. Because pain creates purpose. Your why should make you uncomfortable staying where you are. Your why should make quitting impossible. Right now, some of you are running on motivation, and motivation is temporary. It comes, it goes with your feeling. But purpose is permanent. Purpose doesn't care if you're tired. Purpose doesn't care if you're scared. Purpose shows up when motivation leaves. And listen, fear doesn't mean stop. Fear means you're stepping into something bigger than you. Fear means growth is happening. Fear means you're leaving your comfort zone. Every level of your life will introduce a new fear. If you wait until fear disappears, you will never move. You don't defeat fear by thinking. You defeat fear by doing. Some of you are letting fear make decisions for you. You're playing small because you don't want to fail. You're staying quiet because you don't want to be judged. You're avoiding risk because you don't want to get hurt. But playing safe has a cost too. Staying small has consequences. Avoiding risk keeps you trapped. Let me tell you something powerful. The pain of discipline is always less than the pain of regret. Years from now, you don't want to look back and wonder what could have been. You don't want to live with the weight of unrealized potential. You don't want to explain to yourself why you never tried. Real why must be louder than your fear. When you remember where you came from, when you remember what you survived, when you remember who depends on you, fear loses its grip. You start moving differently. You stop making excuses. You stop negotiating with your goals. You stop waiting for permission. Your why gives you strength on weak days. Your why gives you courage in uncertain moments. Your why keeps you going when progress feels slow. And don't get it twisted. There will be days you doubt yourself. There will be nights you feel overwhelmed. There will be moments you question everything. That's part of the journey. But on those days, you don't quit. You reconnect with your why, write it down. Say it out loud. Remind yourself why you started. Because when your why is clear, your path becomes stronger. You don't need to be fearless. You just need to be faithful to your purpose. You don't need to feel ready. You just need to remember what's at stake. Let me leave you with this. Fear will always give you reasons to stop. Your why must give you reasons to continue. Fear will show you everything that could go wrong. Your why must remind you of everything that could go right. Stop letting fear control your future. Stand up. Remember your why. Move anyway, because the moment your purpose becomes stronger than your fear, that's the moment your life begins to change. Let me tell you something real. You cannot build a new life while holding on to old habits. You can't expect different results while repeating the same routines. You can't step into your future if you keep dragging your past with you. Growth always demands separation. Separation from mindsets that keep you small. Separation from behaviors that steal your time. Separation from patterns that sabotage your progress. Most people say they want change, but they don't want to let go. They want success, but they don't want to release comfort. They want elevation, but they don't want to abandon familiar routines. And that's why they stay stuck. Because becoming something new requires leaving something behind. Your old habits might feel safe. They might feel normal. They might feel comfortable. Comfort expensive. It costs you discipline. It costs you focus. It costs you your future. Every habit you repeat is casting a vote for the person you're becoming. So if you don't like where your life is going, it's time to change what you're doing daily. Let me push you for a moment. Your breakthrough is hidden behind the habits you refuse to change. You can't keep sleeping late and expect to build greatness. You can't keep wasting hours and expect success to show up. You can't keep surrounding yourself with negativity and expect a positive mindset. At some point, you have to be honest with yourself. Some of your habits are helping you survive, but they are preventing you from thriving. And it's the hard truth. Habits don't change by accident. They change by decision. You don't wake up one day magically disciplined. You become disciplined by choosing discomfort repeatedly. You don't suddenly develop focus. You build focus by saying no to distractions over and over again. Growth is uncomfortable because it forces you to confront yourself. It forces you to admit that some of your struggles are self-created. It forces you to accept responsibility. It forces you to stop blaming people, circumstances, and the past. Most people would rather stay familiar than face themselves. They'd rather repeat the same cycle than rewrite their story. But you weren't created to stay stuck in old patterns. You were created to evolve. Some of you are trying to level up while holding on to habits that belong to a lower version of you. You're trying to grow while still feeding the same addictions. You're trying to move forward while still entertaining the same distraction. You're trying to change your future while protecting behaviors that are destroying. It doesn't work. Every new level demands a new you, new discipline, new standards, new boundaries. Let me tell you something powerful. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your habits. Your habits decide your health. Your habits decide your mindset. Your habits decide your income. Your habits decide your relationships. Your habits decide if you want a different life, you need different habits. Stop waiting for motivation. Motivation fades. Habits stay. Build routines that support your purpose. Wake up earlier, read more, move your body. Feed your mind, protect your time. These small choices done daily will change your entire life. And listen, Separation doesn't always mean cutting people off. Sometimes it means setting boundaries. Sometimes it means changing how much access people have to you. Sometimes it means limiting conversations that drain your energy. Sometimes it means stepping back from environments that keep pulling you backward. Not everybody deserves front row access to your future. Some people are only meant to know the old version of you. And yes, when you start changing, people will notice. They'll say you've changed. They'll say you're acting different. They'll say you think you're better. Let them talk. Growth always makes noise in insecure rooms. You don't owe anyone an explanation for choosing yourself. You're allowed to outgrow people. You're allowed to upgrade your standard. You're allowed to become more disciplined. You're allowed to want more. And don't get it twisted. Letting go is hard. Breaking habits is painful. Walking away from comfort feels lonely. But temporary loneliness is better than permanent regret. Temporary discomfort is better than lifelong disappointment. The old you had limits. The new you has possibilities. But you can't meet the new you while entertaining the old one. You have to make room. Room for discipline. Room for focus. Room for growth. Room for purpose. Let me ask you something. What habits are you protecting that are holding you back? What routines are keeping you average? What behaviors are stealing your potential? Be honest, because your future is watching. Every day you choose comfort, you delay progress. Every day you repeat old habits, you reinforce old results. Every day you avoid change, you stay the same. But the moment you decide to separate from what no longer serves you, everything shifts, your confidence grows. Your clarity increases. Your discipline strengthens. Your vision sharpens. You start becoming someone new, someone focused, someone hungry, someone intentional, someone powerful. And here's the truth. Growth doesn't ask for permission. It demands commitment. It demands courage. It demands consistency. It demands that you stop making excuses and start making changes. You don't need a perfect plan. You need a firm decision. Decide to let go. Decide to evolve. Decide to become. Because the version of you that holds on to old habits will never meet the version of you that achieves greatness. Your next level is waiting, but it requires separation. Let me tell you something that most people don't want to hear, but it's true. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is going to hand you your dreams on a silver platter. Nobody's going to fix your life, straighten your path, or rescue you from the mess you're in. Not your parents, not your friends, not your teachers, not your boss, not some motivational video, not some magical opportunity. The responsibility to change, to ride, to move forward, it all falls squarely on your shoulders. And if you don't take it, nothing happens. Your dreams stay dreams. Your potential stays untapped. Your future stays locked behind excuses and hesitation. You might be waiting for someone to believe in you. You might be hoping that somebody finally notices how hard you're trying. You might be counting on a mentor, a friend, or a partner to show up and carry you. Stop. That person is not coming. And if you keep waiting, you're going to miss your life. The longer you sit on your hands hoping for help, the longer you're going to stay in the same spot. The truth is, waiting is a trap. Waiting is fear disguised as patience. Waiting is the enemy of progress. The moment you accept that nobody is coming to save you, that's the moment you gain power over your own life. Let me push you further. Every successful person you admire had to save themselves first. Every one of them faced situations where nobody had their back. Every one of them had to dig deep when the world seemed silent. Every one of them had to take responsibility for their own life, for their own choices, for their own success. The difference between the people who succeed and the people who fail is not luck. It's action. It's commitment. It's the refusal to wait for external validation or assistance. They understood that the only person responsible for their life is them. And so should you. You might be thinking that it's unfair, that life should be easier, that somebody should step in. But fairness doesn't exist. Comfort doesn't exist. Safety doesn't exist in the pursuit of greatness. Life is not going to pause while you get ready. Life is not going to wait for you to feel motivated. Life is not going to give you a chance twice. The universe doesn't care if you're scared, tired, or unprepared. The universe rewards the ones who move anyway. The universe rewards the ones who stand up, pick themselves up, and refuse to be victims. And here's the harsh truth that most people avoid. If you keep waiting for help, your fears, your doubts, and your excuse will grow stronger than your dreams. Every minute you spend hoping that someone else will solve your problems is a minute you're giving up your power. You are the only one who can create the life you want. You are the only one who can save yourself from stagnation. You are the only one who can take the necessary steps toward your vision. And it's not optional, it's essential. Let me tell you this. Waiting for rescue is the ultimate trap because it gives you an illusion of hope while keeping you paralyzed. It feels like something is coming, like someone is going to appear, and yet nothing ever shows up. Meanwhile, your time ticks away, your opportunities fade. Your potential wastes. Every second you rely on someone else to lift you is a second that's gone forever. The only way to break free is to stop looking outward and start looking inward. Stop hoping for a savior and stop becoming your own hero. You have to be relentless with yourself. You have to hold yourself accountable in ways no one else will. You have to push yourself when motivation is gone, when inspiration fades, when comfort whispers to quit, because nobody else is going to do it. And the people who tell you otherwise, the people who say, I've got you, they mean well, but their support is temporary. It's never enough to replace your own effort, your own commitment, your own responsibility. The only thing that will consistently drive your life forward is you. Some of you are sitting there waiting for circumstances to change. Some of you are hoping that money will fall from the sky. Some of you are praying that an opportunity will not. Stop waiting. The only change that matters begins with you. The only opportunity you can count on is the one you create. The only person who will hold your vision when everyone else doubts it is you. And the sooner you embrace that, the sooner you stop giving your power away. Let me break it down. Excuses are easy because they let you blame someone else. Fear is easy because it allows you to hide. Waiting is easy because it feels safe. But none of these choices build anything. None of them produce results. None of them move you closer to your dreams. The hard choice is taking responsibility. The hard choice is stepping out of your comfort zone. The hard choice is deciding I am going to do this for myself because nobody else will. And every person who has ever achieved something extraordinary made that hard choice. You have to stop depending on others to light your fire. You have to stop waiting for someone to hand you direction. You have to stop wishing for things to fall into your lap. Growth, success, and greatness come to those who stop waiting and start acting. You have to be willing to do the work when nobody is looking, to fight when no one cheers, to keep moving when no one notices. You have to learn to thrive in solitude because that's when your strength develops. That's when your discipline becomes unshakable. That's when your vision becomes crystal clear. Let me be honest. It's not easy to save yourself. It's scary. It's lonely. It's exhausting. You will have days where you want to give up. You will have moments where it feels like the weight of the world is on your shoulder. You will face obstacles that seem impossible. But that's the point. That's exactly what being your own savior requires. Strength is built in the struggle. Courage is forged in the fight. Resilience is grown in the challenges you face alone. Every hero in history had to confront fear without a hand to hold. Every visionary had to trust themselves when everyone else doubted. Every champion had to step into the unknown alone. And you are no different. You can cry, you can stumble, you can feel afraid. But you cannot stop. Not for a second, not for a minute, not until you reach the life you're capable of. You have to carry yourself through pain, through rejection, through failure. Because when nobody comes, the person who stands is the person who wins. And the person who wins is always the one who refuses to give up, refuses to wait, and refuses to hand their life over to chance or other people. So let me leave you with this. Your life is in your hands. Nobody else can do it for you. Nobody else is responsible for your goals, your dreams, your happiness, your future. The only person who can move you forward, pick you up, and fight for your vision is you. And if you embrace that truth, if you internalize it, if you live by it every single day, something incredible happens. You stop waiting. You stop complaining. You stop blaming. You start acting. You start fighting. You start winning. The moment you decide to save yourself is the moment your life begins. The moment you accept that nobody is coming is the moment you step into your power. The moment you stop hoping and start doing is the moment you become unstoppable. Stop waiting. Stand up. Take control. Your future depends on it because nobody else will. Let me tell you something that most people refuse to face, but it's the truth. The reason you are still stuck in life, The reason your dreams are still on hold, the reason your potential feels trapped and unreachable is not because the world is against you. It's not because opportunity hasn't shown up. It's not because you aren't talented or smart enough. The real reason you're stuck is because you haven't taken full responsibility for your life. You haven't looked yourself in the mirror and admitted that your circumstances, your failures, your lack of progress, and your frustration are all in some part a result of your choices, the ones you made and the ones you didn't make. And until you accept that, until you truly own it, you are going to stay exactly where you are. See, taking responsibility is not easy. It's uncomfortable, it's painful, it's humbling. Nobody wants to admit that they've been coasting, procrastinating, or allowing excuses to dominate their actions. Nobody wants to say, yeah, this is on me, I could have done more, I could have been better. That's hard for the ego. The ego wants to blame someone else. The economy, the system, your family, your friends, your teachers, the boss, the government, your spouse, your circumstances. It's always easier to point a finger outward than to look inward. But pointing fingers never builds a life. Pointing fingers never gets you close to your dream. Pointing fingers never transforms your potential into achievement. The moment you stop blaming everything and everyone else, the moment you stop giving your power away, the moment you step into full responsibility, that's when transformation begins. Let me break it down for you. Responsibility is not about guilt. Responsibility is not about shame. Responsibility is about power. Responsibility is about control. Responsibility is about recognizing that you are the CEO of your own life, the architect of your own future. And that means every choice, every action, every decision, every habit, it is yours to manage. You are the one who decides whether you succeed or fail. You are the one who decides whether you move forward or stay stuck. You are the one who decides whether you show up, give your best, and take ownership of your dreams, or whether you sit back and wait for someone else to make it happen for you. Some of you are still stuck because you are playing the victim. You are waiting for someone to rescue you. You are hoping for a sign, a break, a handout, a miracle. But life doesn't work that way. Life doesn't hand you your dreams. Life doesn't pause while you figure it out. Life doesn't care if you're scared, tired, or overwhelmed. Life is happening whether you participate or not. Every day you wait, every day you hope without action is another day your potential goes untapped. And the only person who can change that is you. The only person who can move the needle in your life is you. The only person responsible for your success, your growth, and your happiness is you. And let me tell you, taking responsibility is not a one-time decision. It's a daily practice. It's a lifestyle. Every morning you wake up, you have a choice. You can choose to show up, to grind, to focus, to push, to act. Or you can choose to sleep, scroll, excuse, and complain. And those small decisions compound. They build or they destroy. Every day you choose action, you reinforce responsibility. Every day you choose excuses, you reinforce stagnation. Every day you accept accountability, you grow. Every day you dodge it, you shrink. That's why it's not enough to just realize responsibility once. You have to live it. You have to breathe it. You have to embody it until it becomes who you are. Now, I know some of you are thinking, but I've tried. I've worked hard. I've done everything I can, and I'm still stuck. Let me challenge that for a second. When you say you've done everything, are you being honest with yourself? Are you being brutally honest? Or are you exaggerating your effort to make yourself feel better? Are you really taking full responsibility, or are you still leaving room for excuses, for procrastination, for half-hearted attempts? Because let me tell you something, true responsibility doesn't leave room for excuses. True responsibility doesn't leave space for blame. True responsibility doesn't settle for almost or enough. True responsibility demands everything from you. It demands relentless effort, uncompromising focus, and absolute ownership of every part of your life. I need you to hear the excuses are the glue that keeps you stuck. They feel good for a moment because they protect your ego, but they destroy your life. They protect your pride, but they cripple your progress. Every excuse you make, every justification, every rationalization is a vote for the old you. Every time you say, I can't, I don't have, cause, or I'm not ready because, you are telling the universe that you are not ready for growth. that you are not willing to stretch, that you are not prepared to take responsibility for your life. And the harsh truth is, nobody is going to force you to change. Nobody is going to make you grow. Nobody is going to lift you into success. It is on you every single time. And here's the thing. Responsibility is not just about working harder. Responsibility is about working smarter. It's about auditing your life, your habits, your decisions, and asking yourself brutally honest questions. Where am I wasting time? Where am I allowing distractions to steal my potential? Where am I settling for comfort instead of growth? Where am I blaming instead of acting? Where am I hiding instead of stepping up? Because the answers to those questions are where your power lives. The moment you identify the areas you are dodging responsibility, the moment you confront the parts of your life you've been ignoring, that's when change becomes inevitable. That's when growth becomes unavoidable. That's when you start to move. Some of you are still stuck because you think taking responsibility is about being perfect. Taking responsibility is about being honest. It's about being accountable. It's about showing up even when you fail. It's about owning your mistakes and learning from them. It's about understanding that failure is part of the process. But avoiding responsibility ensures permanent failure. You see, everybody fails. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has setbacks. The difference is who decides to own them, learn from them, and keep moving. The moment you take full responsibility for your failures, your setbacks, and your mistakes, you turn them into lessons. You turn them into fuel. You turn them into growth. But if you refuse to take responsibility, you turn them into chains that keep you stuck forever. And let me tell you something. Responsibility is not just about your work, your goals, or your career. It's about your entire life. Your health, your relationships, your finances, your mindset, your habits, your personal growth. Every single area of your life is your responsibility. You cannot blame your circumstances for poor health. You cannot blame your past for broken relationships. You cannot blame your environment for lack of money. You cannot blame your upbringing for your lack of discipline. The moment you stop blaming and start owning, that's when you take control. That's when you realize that your life is not a product of luck or chance. It's a product of the choices you make every single day. Now, some of you are still hiding behind I can. I can, because I don't have money. I can, because I don't have money. I can, because I don't know how. Let me be clear. Those words are killers. They're chains. They are excuses wrapped in fear. The truth is, everyone starts somewhere. Everyone has limitations at the beginning. Everyone feels unprepared. But those who succeed don't wait until they feel ready. They don't wait until circumstances are perfect. They don't wait for someone else to pave the way. They take responsibility and start where they are. They figure it out as they go. They learn, adapt, and keep moving forward. That's what separates the winners from the stuck. I need you to understand this. Responsibility is freedom. It is power. It is the only way to break the chains of stagnation. When you stop blaming others, when you stop waiting for someone to save you, when you stop hoping for a miracle, you gain control over your life. You gain the ability to act. You gain the ability to decide. You gain the ability to create the results you want. Every action you take from a place of responsibility multiplies your potential. Every decision you make with full accountability compounds into massive success. Every habit you build from ownership strengthens your character, your mindset, and your life. And let me push you. Responsibility is not optional. You can try to blame the world, you can complain, you can hope, you can pray for luck, but none of it matters until you take control. Until you accept that the results you have today are because of your actions and inaction. Until you accept that your future depends on your decisions right now, you will remain stuck. You cannot outsource your life. You cannot wait for someone else to fix it. You cannot hope for circumstances to save you. Responsibility is not a suggestion. It is a requirement if you want change. Some of you are scared of responsibility because it means accountability. It means admitting your mistakes. It means facing the truth about yourself. It means stepping into discomfort. But fear is temporary. Excuses are temporary. Comfort is temporary. Regret is forever. And the longer you avoid responsibility, the longer you are sentenced to mediocrity, to stagnation, to frustration, to a life unfulfilled. The cost of avoiding responsibility is far greater than the discomfort of embracing it. I need you to decide today that you are done being stuck. Done waiting. Done blaming. Done blaming. Done hoping someone else will solve your problem. You are done letting fear, comfort, and excuses control your life. You are going to own it. Every part of it. Your goals, your dreams, your failures, your victories, your mistakes, your choices, your life, everything. You are taking full responsibility. And with that comes freedom, power, and unstoppable momentum. When you fully embrace responsibility, your mindset shifts. You stop waiting for permission. You stop seeking validation. You stop relying on luck. You stop counting on opportunity to fall in your lap. You start acting. You start grinding. You start learning, start building. You start becoming unstoppable. You realize that you are the one who determines your success. You are the one who decides your destiny. You are the one who writes your story. So let me challenge you right now. Look yourself in the mirror. Ask yourself the hard question. Be brutally honest. Are you really giving your all? Are you truly owning your life? Or are you still leaving room for excuses, waiting for permission, blaming someone else, hoping for a miracle? The moment you answer honestly, the moment you confront the truth, the moment you accept full responsibility is the moment your life changes. And that's the turning point. That's the point where you stop being stuck and start moving. That's the point where your dreams begin to materialize because you are no longer waiting. You are acting. You are no longer blaming. You are building. You are no longer hoping. You are doing. Your future is waiting, but it will not wait forever. Your potential is calling, but it will not call endlessly. The only way to unlock it, to reach it, to claim it, is to take full responsibility. You are the architect. You are the builder. You are the CEO. You are the captain of your ship. And when you step into that role fully, when you embrace every challenge, every obstacle, every failure, every success, when you stop giving your power away, that's when you rise. That's when you transform. That's when you finally break free from being stuck. The question is simple. Are you ready to take full responsibility? Are you ready to stop blaming? Stop waiting. Stop hiding and start building the life you were meant to live. Because until you do, you will stay stuck. But when you do, there is no limit to what you can achieve. There's no obstacle you cannot overcome. There's no dream too big. There's no life too far out of reach. Responsibility is the key. Ownership is the power. Action is the catalyst. And it all starts with you right now, today, in this moment. Let me tell you something that most people refuse to face, but it's the truth. The reason you are still stuck, the reason your dreams are still out of reach, the reason your potential feels trapped and untapped is because of fear. Fear is not some abstract concept. Fear is not just a feeling you can ignore. Fear is the invisible chain that holds you back. The silent voice that tells you to quit, the constant whisper that convinces you to stay small. And until you confront it, until you stare it in the face and refuse to let it dictate your action, you are going to remain stuck. Fear is the reason you haven't moved forward. Fear is the reason you've stayed in the same place year after year, hoping for change but never taking the leap. Fear is why you settle for less than you deserve, why you tolerate mediocrity, while you hide behind excuses. Now listen, fear is natural. It's human. Every single person who has ever done something remarkable has felt fear. Every leader, every champion, every innovator, every entrepreneur has looked at a challenge and felt the gut-wrenching pull of doubt and uncertainty. But here's the difference between those who succeed and those who remain stuck. The ones who succeed feel the fear and move anyway. They feel the fear and use it as fuel. They feel the fear and let it sharpen their focus, strengthen their resolve, and push them to act. And those who remain stuck, they feel the fear and freeze. They let it control their decisions. They let it dictate their actions. They let it rob them of their potential. And that's the harsh truth. Fear is only as powerful as the control you give it. Most people think fear goes away when they get more experience, when they get more knowledge, when they feel ready. That's a lie. Fear never completely disappears. Fear doesn't vanish when you finally land the promotion, the opportunity, the relationship, or the investment. Fear doesn't disappear when the circumstances are perfect. Fear never leaves entirely, and the people who succeed understand that. They understand that the key is not to wait for fear to vanish, but to act in spite of it. You do not move forward because you feel safe. You move forward because you are willing to face the fear head on. You move forward because your vision Your why, your purpose is stronger than your fear. Let me break it down for you. Fear is usually dressed up as excuses. Fear disguises itself in comfortable clothing so you don't even recognize it. I can't do this because I don't have the time. Every one of these statements is fear talking. Every excuse is fear in disguise. And until you pull back the veil, until you expose fear for what it really is, it will continue to control you. It will continue to hold you back, and it will continue to make you small. Fear feeds on inaction, and inaction feeds fear. It is a vicious cycle, and the only way to break it is to act. Move, do, push, start. Stop waiting for the perfect moment because that moment will never come. The time is now, and the only way forward is through the fear. Some of you are still stuck because you are afraid of failure, afraid of what people will think, afraid of looking foolish, afraid of losing money, status, or comfort, afraid of rejection, criticism, or judgment, afraid of the unknown. And here's the problem. Fear of failure is a lie you tell yourself to stay comfortable. It's an illusion. Failure is not the enemy. Failure is feedback. Failure is growth. Failure is necessary for success. Every person who has achieved greatness has failed more times than most people have even tried. But they didn't let the fear of failure stop them. They learned from it. They grew from it. They used it as a stepping stone to something greater. And you can do the same, but only if you stop letting fear control your choices. And let me challenge you even further. Fear is not external. It is not in your circumstance. It is not in your environment. It is not in your job, your family, your economy, or the world around you. Fear lives inside you. Fear is your creation. Fear is a product of your thoughts, your beliefs, and your perceptions. And because it lives inside you, the only one who can control it is you. You have to decide. Will fear dictate your life, or will you dictate your life despite fear? The moment you take control of your fear, the moment you stop letting it control you, that's when true freedom begins. That's when real progress begins. That's when you move forward. Now, I know some of you are thinking, but I'm not ready. I'm not prepared. I don't know enough. That's fear talking. That's fear trying to keep you small. That's fear trying to convince you that you are not capable, that you are not enough. But let me tell you something. Nobody is ever fully ready. Nobody ever has all the answers. Nobody ever feels completely prepared. Growth, success, and achievement don't wait for you to feel ready. They demand action. They demand courage. They demand that you step into the unknown, that you stretch beyond your comfort, that you do the work even when you're scared. Fear will always try to tell you otherwise, but courage is choosing to act despite fear, not in the absence of it. Some of you are still stuck because you are addicted to comfort. Fear and comfort go hand in hand. You are comfortable where you are because fear convinces you it's safer to stay put than to take the risk. You tell yourself that staying small is easier, that settling is smarter, that comfort is safer. Here's the truth. Comfort is a cage. Comfort is a trap. Comfort is why your dreams are on hold. Comfort is why your potential is untapped. If you want to move forward, if you want to ride, if you want to grow, you have to get uncomfortable. You have to challenge yourself. You have to face the fear and step into the unknown. Growth and comfort cannot coexist. Elevation demands discomfort. Expansion requires fear, and you must embrace it, not run from it. And let me be honest with you. Fear doesn't just hold you back in obvious ways. Fear is sneaky. It infiltrates your mindset, your habits, your decisions, and your relationships. Fear convinces you to settle for mediocrity while pretending to be reasonable. Fear convinces you to accept less than your potential while pretending to be realistic. Fear convinces you to procrastinate while pretending to be strategic. Fear is subtle, but it is deadly. It robs you of time, energy, focus, and momentum. And the longer you ignore it, the stronger it becomes. The only way to beat it is to face it, to confront it, to stare it down and say, I will not let you control me. I will act despite you. I will move forward no matter what. Some of you are still stuck because you let fear define your identity. You tell yourself, I'm not a risk taker, I'm not confident, I'm not capable, but I'm not ready. And you start to believe it. You allow fear to convince you that you are limited, that you are small, that you are not meant for greatness. And when you believe those lies, you create a self-fulfilling prophecy. You stay stuck because fear convinces you to stay stuck. But here's the secret. Identity is not fixed. You can redefine who you are. You can expand your vision of yourself. You can push past fear and become someone capable more, someone resilient, someone courageous, someone unstoppable. But you cannot do it while letting fear define. You must define yourself by your actions, your courage, and your commitment, not by your fear. I want to push you even further. Fear thrives on inaction. The longer you delay, the longer you wait, the longer you hesitate, the stronger it becomes. Procrastination, hesitation, doubt, second guessing, these are fear's allies. They keep you stuck while making you think you are being careful, thoughtful, or strategic. But the truth is, every moment you delay, every moment you wait for a sign, every moment you hesitate, you are letting fear win. You are letting fear dictate your life. You are letting fear steal your potential. And there's nothing more dangerous than letting fear control your decision, because the cost is not temporary. It is permanent. Dreams die. Potential fades. Opportunities disappear. And all because you allow fear to hold the pen while you watch. And here's what most people don't realize. Fear is often disguised as a realism. You tell yourself, I'm being realistic. I'm being practical. I'm just being careful. But those are just fear's lies. Realism is assessing facts. Fear is creating limitations. Realism acknowledges obstacles but acts anyway. Fear acknowledges obstacles and freezes. Realism finds solutions. Fear finds excuses. And if you want to move forward, you have to separate the two. You have to be brutally honest about when fear is influencing your decision. You have to be willing to act even when fear is screaming no. You have to be willing to take bold steps even when your mind is telling you to stay small. Let me tell you something else. Fear is temporary. It may feel permanent, may feel insurmountable. It may feel like it will never go away. But the truth is, fear is fleeting when you act. Fear is reduced every time you push past it. Every time you take a step forward despite fear, it loses power. Every time you face it head on, it shrinks. Every time you refuse to let it control your actions, it diminishes. Courage grows stronger than fear the more you use it. Confidence grows stronger than fear the more you step into it. Momentum grows stronger than fear the more you move forward. But you must act, you must start, you must move. Fear will not leave you alone until you force it to step aside with action. Some of you are still stuck because you are afraid of what others will think. You are afraid of judgment, criticism, rejection, or ridicule. You are afraid to take risks because people might not approve. But let me tell you this. The opinions of others are irrelevant in the face of your purpose. The only approval you need is your own. The only validation that matters is your commitment to your vision. Fear of judgment is a prison, and the only way out is to act anyway. The people who succeed are not the ones who waited for permission, but the ones who moved despite fear. And you can be one of them, but only if you refuse to let the opinions of others dictate your actions. So here's the challenge. Every day you wake up, you have a choice. You can allow fear to control you. You can allow doubt to dominate. You can let excuses dictate your life, or you can choose courage. You can choose action. You can choose to move forward despite fear. You can choose to stretch, to grow, to risk, to fight, to step into the unknown. And that choice will define your life. It is that simple. It is that powerful. It is that unavoidable. You are capable of more than you know, stronger than you realize, and braver than you think. But you will never discover it if you stay paralyzed by fear. You will never achieve it if you remain controlled by doubt. You will never experience it if you continue to hide behind excuses. The only way forward is to act. The only way to grow is to risk. The only way to move is to face the fear, confront it, and do it anyway. Every step you take, no matter how small, chips away at fear's power. Every bold choice you make strengthens your courage. Every action you take despite fear expands your capacity. And the cumulative effect is unstoppable momentum, unstoppable progress, and unstoppable growth. So I need you to decide right now. Are you going to let fear keep you stuck, keep you small, keep you frustrated, keep you dreaming instead of doing? Or are you going to face it, challenge it, and move anyway? Because the moment you act despite fear, the moment you refuse to let it control your life, the moment you step into courage, that's the moment everything changes. Your life is waiting, your potential is calling, your dreams are ready to be claimed. But it requires one thing: action despite fear. One step, one decision, one move, one choice at a time. In the face of fear, and the world begins to open up to you. Now I want you to hear me loud and clear. All of this, everything we talked about today, all the keynotes, the struggles, the excuses, the distractions, the fears, the old habits, the waiting, the comfort, the hesitation, it all comes down to one thing. You. You are the only one who can change your life. You are the only one who can move when nobody is watching. You are the only one who can push past your excuses and take control. You see, life is not going to hand you anything. Life doesn't care about your plans, your dreams, your feelings, or your fear. Life is happening whether you participate or not, whether you fight for it or sit back and wait, whether you step into your greatness or let it slip through your fingers. And the moment you realize that, and the moment you accept that nobody is coming to save you, that's the moment you begin to take control. That's the moment you stop giving your power away. That's the moment you decide that you are bigger than your fears, stronger than your excuses, and more committed than your comfort zone. Too many of you have been waiting for permission, waiting for motivation, waiting for opportunity, waiting for someone to come and lift you up, waiting for everything to be perfect. Let me tell you something. Perfect doesn't exist. Motivation is temporary. Opportunity doesn't knock twice. Time keeps moving whether you act or not. Every second you delay is another second your potential stays trapped. Every day you hesitate is another day your dreams sit untouched. Every moment you choose comfort over action is another moment lost forever. And it's not about being lucky. It's not about being the smartest or the most talented. It's about who decides to show up. It's about who refuses to quit. It's about who takes responsibility for the light when nobody else will. I need you to understand something else. Your life is not going to change until you change. The people you are now, the habits you have now, the mindset you carry now, they will take you exactly where you are going. If you want a bigger life, you need a bigger version of yourself. If you want more impact, you need more discipline. If you want more success, you need a new mindset. The next level demands a new you. You cannot stay the same and expect different results. You cannot expect your dreams to manifest while holding on to old habits, old excuses, old comfort. Growth is uncomfortable. Evolution is hard. Transformation requires sacrifice, dedication, and relentless effort. But that is exactly what separates the ordinary from the extraordinary, the dreamers from the doers, the talkers from the winners. Distractions are everywhere. Your phone is not your friend. Social media is not your friend. Toxic relationships, negative energy, wasted hours. These are not your friends. Every distraction is a vote for the person you are becoming. Every moment you waste on meaningless things is a moment you're giving away from your purpose. If you want to be great, you have to protect your time. You have to focus like a laser. You have to eliminate the noise. You have to choose your goals over your feelings. Comfort will try to pull you back. Fear will try to convince you to stop. Doubt will try to creep in. But if your why is strong, if your purpose is clear, if your vision is powerful, you will rise above it. You will focus. You will fight. You will take control. Let me remind you something else. Fear is natural. Fear is inevitable. You will feel it. You will question yourself. You will wonder if you're ready. But readiness is a myth. Confidence is built in action. Courage is developed in discomfort, and strength is forged in struggle. Waiting for the perfect moment is a trap. Acting despite fear is what separates the successful from the stuck. Your why must be louder than your fear. If your vision is strong, if your purpose is burning inside of you, fear becomes fuel instead of a barrier. Fear will try to stop you, but your why will push you forward. Remember what's at stake. Remember why you started. Remember who depends on you. Let that motivate you to rise above. Old habits are dangerous. They feel comfortable, they feel familiar, they feel safe, but they're holding you back. You cannot grow while holding on to what kept you small. You cannot rise to the next level while dragging the same habits, routines, and mindsets that got you stuck. If you want something bigger, you must change something within yourself. You must break the patterns that no longer serve you. You must set new standards. You must create new routines. You must develop discipline where you once had comfort. You must evolve your identity to match your vision. The next level is impossible without becoming a new you. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. And here's the reality nobody talks about. You are alone in your journey. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is coming to fix your problems. Nobody is coming to hand you success. You are the hero of your own story. You are the one who must pick yourself up, push yourself forward, and fight for your dreams. That's both terrifying and empowering. Terrifying because it puts all the responsibility on you. Empowering because it means nothing can stop you except yourself. If you commit to saving yourself, if you commit to stepping into your power, if you refuse to wait for someone else, you will achieve more than you ever imagined. Your life is happening now. The decisions you make today, the effort you put in today, the sacrifices you are willing to make today, these are the things that determine whether you stay stuck or move forward. It's not going to be easy. It's not supposed to be easy. Struggle is part of the process. Pain is part of the process. Discipline is part of the process. Every champion, every visionary, every successful person has walked through discomfort, failure, and sacrifice to get where they are. And you are no different. If you're serious about change, you must embrace the process. You must commit to showing up every day. You must refuse to quit. You must refuse to settle. The next level of your life demands more from you. It demands focus when it's hard. It demands courage when fear is screaming. It demands consistency when motivation fades. It demands discipline when your body and mind are begging for ease. It demands that you separate from old patterns and become a new version of yourself. It demands that you take responsibility and stop blaming. Stop waiting, stop waiting. The next level is reserved for those who are willing to pay the price, who are willing to fight, who are willing to change from the inside out. So I want you to decide right now. Are you going to stay where you are? Comfortable but stuck, fearful but safe, distracted but unfulfilled? Or are you going to rise up, take control, and become the person who can handle the life you've been dreaming about? The choice is yours. Nobody else can make it for you. Nobody else can push you harder than you push yourself. Nobody else can protect your vision like you can. This is your moment. This is your time. This is your life. Stop waiting for motivation. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for the perfect conditions. Start acting now. Start acting now. Start taking small steps and compounding the massive results. Start building new habits. Start saying no to distractions. Start facing your fear. Start creating a new identity that matches your dreams. Start becoming the person you were meant to be. Your potential is calling you. Your purpose is calling you. Your future is waiting for you to rise and claim it. Remember this, greatness is not given. Success is not handed out. Success is not handed out. Opportunities are not reserved for the lucky. Life rewards those who show up, those who fight, those who refuse to quit, those who take full responsibility for their own destiny. You have the power inside you. You have the ability to create change. You have the strength to overcome, the focus to conquer, and the courage to rise above. But it begins with a decision. The decision to stop being stuck, the decision to stop waiting, the decision to stop blaming, the decision to step into your power and take control of your life. Your dreams are possible. Your goals are achievable. Your life can be extraordinary. But it will not happen if you remain the same person who got stuck in the first place. The next level demands a new you, and that new you is waiting to be born through your effort, your sacrifice, your discipline, and your relentless pursuit. The question is, are you ready? Are you willing to pay the price? Are you willing to fight when it's uncomfortable, struggle when it's painful, sacrifice when it's inconvenient? Are you willing to rise to the challenge and become unstoppable? This is your moment. This is your life. This is your chance to stop being one step away from your dreams and start becoming the person who achieves them. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody can do it for you. The power is in your hand. The choice is yours. Rise up, fight, focus, evolve, and claim the life that is waiting for you. Your destiny is not a matter of luck. It is a matter of decision, discipline, and relentless action. The next level demands a new you. Will you become that person? Will you rise above? Will you refuse to quit? The answer is inside you. This brings your epic Eric Thomas-style speech to a full, powerful conclusion, tying together all 12 keynotes into a motivational, high-energy flow that can inspire listeners for a long time. Let me tell you something most people run from, but every successful person understands. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is your teacher. Pain is your trainer. Pain is the price of becoming something greater than you are right now. Everybody wants growth, but nobody wants discomfort. Everybody wants elevation, but nobody wants pressure. Yet without pressure, nothing changes. Without struggle, nothing strengthens. Without pain, there is no progress. You don't get stronger in comfort. Muscles grow by tearing. Minds grow by stretching. Character grows through hardship. And the same pain you're trying to avoid is the same pain that's trying to build you. But instead of learning from it, most people complain about it. Instead of pushing through it, they quit. Instead of asking what the lesson is, they ask why it's happening to them. Let me be real with you. Life doesn't test you to destroy you. It tests you to reveal you. Pain exposes your habits. Pain shows you your weaknesses. Pain forces you to confront parts of yourself you've been ignoring. When everything is easy, you don't grow. You stay the same. But when life applies pressure, it shows you who you really are. That's when leaders are born. That's when warriors are created. That's when ordinary people discover extraordinary strength. Some of you are hurting right now. You've been knocked down. You've been disappointed. You've been betrayed. You've been rejected. You've been exhausted. And you keep asking, why me? But what if this pain is preparing you? What if this struggle is sharpening you? What if this season is building a version of you that can handle what you've been praying for? Because let me tell you something. Blessings come with weight. Success comes with responsibility. Purpose comes with pressure. And if you don't develop strength through pain, you won't be able to carry what's coming next. Most people don't fail because life is hard. They fail because they expect it to be easy. They think if it hurts, it means something is wrong. But pain doesn't mean stop. Pain means grow. Pain means adapt. Pain means evolve. You don't walk away from the gym because your muscles burn. You understand that burn means change, that burn means change. So why do you walk away from your dreams when life gets heavy? Stop running from pain. Start using it. Pain builds resilience. Pain creates discipline. Pain teaches patience. Pain humbles you. Pain wakes you up. Pain forces focus. Pain strips away excuses. Pain shows you how serious you really are about your future. Let me push you. Everything you want is on the other side of something hard. Every promotion requires pressure. Every transformation requires tension. Every breakthrough requires endurance. You don't become powerful by avoiding storms. You become powerful by surviving them. And here's the truth. Nobody tells you. The pain you don't face today becomes the pain you live with tomorrow. Avoid discipline now and suffer regret later. Avoid growth now and stay stuck later. Avoid discomfort now and repeat the same cycle forever. But if you embrace the pain, if you lean into the struggle, if you refuse to quit when it gets uncomfortable, something inside you changes. You stop seeing yourself as weak. You start seeing yourself as capable. You stop asking for easier circumstances. You start becoming stronger. Some of your greatest lessons will come from your lowest moments. Some of your biggest breakthroughs will come after your hardest nights. Some of your strongest versions will be built in seasons where nobody is cheering for you. Pain will teach you how to stand alone. Pain will teach you how to trust yourself. Pain will teach you how to fight for your future. And don't get it twisted. Pain doesn't last forever, but growth does. The tears dry, the wounds heal, but the strength you gain stays with you. You're not behind. You're being forged. Every setback is setting something up. Every struggle is shaping your story. Every tear is watering your future. But only if you refuse to quit. Stop asking why it's hard. Start asking who you're becoming. Stop wishing it was easier. Stop becoming stronger. Stop complaining about the pressure. Diamonds are made under pressure. And let me tell you something else. Nobody becomes great without scars. Nobody reaches the top without climbing through discomfort. Nobody builds a powerful life without surviving painful chapters. Your pain is proof that you're in the process. Your struggle is evidence that you're growing. So when it hurts, don't fold. When it's heavy, don't stop. When you feel like quitting, remember why you started. Because the pain you feel right now is temporary. But the person you're becoming is permanent. You are being built for something bigger. Stronger mind, tougher heart, sharper focus. And one day you'll look back at this season and realize it didn't break you. It built you. So stand up, use the pain, learn the lesson, become the warrior. Because progress doesn't come without pain. And greatness is reserved for those who refuse to give up when it hurts the most.